I got up super early today at like 5:15 or something and like spent a lot of time like just doing somatic practices and meditation in bed and then went for a walk at like 7, which just is always the best start to my day. And then I did an embodiment PSA for my Instagram on core distal. And core distal means from the center to the edge. So we're going to keep working with that today in this class, which is going to be exercise using some weights and getting on with it. All right, so let's start. Let's just start breathing. I think we're going to do the lymph flush too, because I feel like that's really important. I feel like that's been helping me a lot, and if I don't do it every day, then I don't feel as good. Exhale, release. So this is a core distal pattern. Here's our center. We're reaching out to the edges. And then coming back in. If we cross our arms, we can really come back into center. So reaching, the distal parts are our fingers, our toes, the edges of our body. We can think of head, tail even as being core distal, center to edge, really reaching out into the space around your body so that you're actively sending your energy out and drawing in the energy from outside of yourself into your body. So there's this relationship that's going in two directions, out and in. It's not just one way. Inhale, open. Reach to the edges. Let's do sparkle fingers down. So like shaking it out, jazz hands, wiggling your fingers, just feeling that edge. And as if you're enlivening. I'm also shaking my legs. I'm shaking my butt. Inhale, open. Shake, shake, shake. Sparkle fingers. So sparkle fingers are kind of like moving your fingers around. And then jazz hands where we shake them back and forth. And then just free flow, shaking them out. So you can play around with those different ways of feeling into the edge of your body, right? Jazz hands have a feeling, sparkle fingers have another feeling, and then just shaking out your hands has another feeling. And let's go into the spirals. So this spiraling pattern is very core distal. We're in our center and we're radiating out to the edges with our arms and then coming back to center. So letting yourself have some free flow with that radiate away. Feel yourself come back in as you wind up to go the other way. So feeling that distal edge, peripheral edge as you're arcing through space, and then you're spiraling back into yourself. And I like to give myself a little hit with my hands on my hips. So I'm just getting that right here, a little bit of percussive, vibrational movement with that hit. Is that really right? Kind of. Slow percussion. Good. And then let's come in. And let's go right away with weights. And we're going to do some, I've got 3-pound weights and I also have another set of 3-pound weights. I'm going to use the 3s and we're going to do this really to feel the relationship of our fingers in through our hands, through our wrists, into our elbows. So let's just do a curl up. So you're going to let your weight go sort of to the edge of your finger and then curl it up, maybe up to your shoulder, come down and uncurl, release it down. Don't drop it on your foot. Rolling it up, really easy and light, rolling it down to the edge. You can also put your thumb there if you're afraid you're going to drop it. So this is, I'll show you sideways, this roll, right? Getting that tissue in your wrist through your hand to have this full curl in and then uncurl and roll out. Don't let them drop. Curling up and in and uncurl, rolling it out, curling it up and in and uncurl out. We're going to change it. You're going to curl up and then you're going to push down. You're going to lift up and then you're going to uncurl. So curling up and pushing down, holding it, coming up and then uncurling. Up and pushing down, coming up and uncurling. So we're just getting a little more three-dimensional movement through the forearms and the hands and wrists, which pretty much everyone who spends any time on a computer or phone can benefit from, right? This kind of spiraling where we're getting that different activity in there. Pushing down, up, and release, up, in, down, up, in, and release, up. You know, if we used to, the old school, like washerwoman scrubbing clothes would have been this action, right? you wouldn't have been looking at it most of the time. You would have been lifted. So just feeling like the actions that we would have had, maybe it's a washer man, but thinking of those scrubbing boards where you really had to scrub across. If you even know what that is, if you're younger, under than a certain age, you might not know what that is. All right, so we're going to do another one. You're going to come up, flip your hands, out, in, flip your hands, and down. Up, flip, open, closed, flip, down, up, flip, open, closed, flip. So we're not trying to like work towards exhaustion here. What we're really trying, or to feel the burn, we're working to get the tissue to hydrate and have a little more differentiation, get the muscles to fluff up with blood, because when we use them, they start to fill. So that's part of the hydration, the fluid. The muscles are calling the blood into them because we are using them. But we're not going for like, let's kill ourselves and go for the massive burn here. You can also do this with no weights, with 2 cans. If you don't have weights, good. Let's let that go, and let's go with shoulders. I am going to add weight because this is pretty light, and I want a little bit more. Hello, kitties. Oh, this weight has glued itself to the floor. All right, so I've got now a little bit more weight. I've got 6 pounds in each hand. You might still be good with 3. Let's do like the start the lawnmower and then move back. So pulling up from the ground, and you can add a plie, elbow to the ceiling, just circling back. So this is kind of like, you know, here, if we just do one, let's do one for a minute. You're going to bend your knees, stick out your butt a little, and pull the lawnmower. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1. So I'm really working my core to stabilize. 2, 3, so that my arms can be further away from me. 4, 5. So that's just a relationship of core distal where I'm engaging through my center so I can be here without like crunching it in. So those deep corset layers of the abdominals, my back muscles, I'm kind of erecting my spine but folding over one more time each side. 1, 2, 3. Letting my chest and lungs move. 4, 5, and the other way. So I am spiraling a little. 1 in my upper body. 2, 3, 4, 5, and come in. Let's get rid of the weights. And then free flow the hands, right? So the core distal relationship, because we're connected, no matter what, if I'm working on my distal, my core is going to be doing something. My awareness might not be in both places, but we can think of bringing it in. Let's do these inwards and outwards. So over and open. Internal rotation, external rotation. Wings of the lungs and heart. Inhale, open. And you could think of your fingers really spreading, like you have, if you see the edge of the wings of a bird, often their feathers, like they'll have some individual feathers out there that you can see. So think of your fingers like those feathers as you're stroking the air, or as if you were running your fingers through the water, that sensation. Maybe you can feel the air through your fingers in this. Opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. Good. Let's come in, more shoulders, big circles. Right. So as I'm moving, the movement is coming from in here, moving out to the edge, right? Center to periphery, core distal, feeling the ripple from the center out through my arms. And let's go the other way. Arms in. So my hands can initiate the movement as I'm circling distal to core. Hands initiate, and then it comes in. I'm adding an arch curl. One more. I have to blow my nose. Okay, so let's do some stuff with feet, because hands and fingers aren't the only part of the distal relationship. Core distal is also center out to your toes. So let's do these scrunches where you're scrunching up and reaching out, both feet at the same time. It's like you're scrunching up your toes. It's going to be a weight shift, scrunching up, taking it forward, scrunching it up, taking it forward, spreading out the toes. Scrunch, spread them out. Scrunch, spread them out. Scrunch it up. You could add your hands, spread it out, scrunch it up, spread it out. 3 more, up and out, up and out, scrunch and out, and scrunch and out. We're going to do another thing that's going to just bring in the relationship of our toes through our hips into our center. So we're going to start parallel. Let's do it with, it'll be your right. You're going to go toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, coming back, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Other side, toes, heel, feeling that internal, external rotation through the hip, and then heels, toes, feeling that whole thing of this bottom part of our body coming up into the top, distal into core, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes. Other one, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, heel, toes, heel, toes. And my body's moving a little bit with that, right? I'm not stabilizing my body so much that it doesn't move. I'm keeping the flow moving through it. Let's do one more time each side. Toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, coming back, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Other side, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, heel, toes, heel, toes, heel, toes. Right. So we're going to be working that tibia and fibula, those bones in our lower leg as we're doing that, and also our feet and our toes, right? Let's do one more thing here. Just lifting your toes up, pushing your toes down, taking your weight to your tippy toes and lower. Lift your toes, lower down, press up and lower. So toes lift, toes go down, shifting your weight and lower. Toes lift, toes down, shift and lower. So if my core isn't lined up on top of my toes, if I'm like, here, it's going to be a lot harder. Trying to find that vertical dimension through your body. Toes, shifting and lifting, taking it back. Toes lift, center, press it up, come down. Toes lift, center, press, and down. Last one. Toes, center, press, and down. Couple more things here. We're going to go with circles with the knees. So we're going to circle the knees in two different directions. Again, we're getting this circling up in that hip socket. The knee is going to move a little bit in relationship to the tibia and fibula, but a lot of the movement is coming from your hip socket and the bones and muscles of your feet. 26 bones in each foot, right? That's a lot of capacity for movement. Change direction. And while we're down there with our feet, I just want to add this thought, like, are your shoes squishing your feet in, right? Our toes are there to help us balance. We want them to be able to spread out. There's a lot of really, let's change direction with those circles. I don't know if we went in or out before. There's a lot of fashion that has like pointy toe shoes, right? Or something where you're squishing your foot up in a shoe. This is going to cause a lot of, your other parts of your body are going to have to take the movement if your feet aren't taking the movement. So if you smash your foot in a shoe and it doesn't have a lot of movement, you're kind of moving around, then your knees, your hips, your back are all going to bear the outcome of wearing those shoes. So just thinking, you want shoes where your toes can really spread out. High heels, really not great for our bodies or our backs. So things like that would be closest to a bare foot are going to be the best thing that we can walk around in. Of course, you may not feel like that is the most wonderful fashion statement in the world. So it's really up to you. I'm not trying to be judgy. Like, you want to put on those high heels, go for it. That can be fun too. But if you are spending a lot of time in them, your body's going to really have to adapt to that. Change direction. And that can be really hard on your body, right? If we were meant to be in high heels, we'd have a bone coming out of our foot, right? And let's arch and curl here. Stick out your butt, arch, and really reach with your tail, and then hollow and curl round. Tail reaches back, and let's lift the toes up. Spread out your fingers, and then toes and hands down, curl. Spread out, toes, fingers, arch, hollow, hands and feet down. Arch and curl, arch and curl. Two more. head-tail connection, core distal relationship, right? As my back is kind of doing what my hands are doing, like there's the arch, there's the curl, there's the arch, there's the curl. So we're just bringing that idea into our body. Let's take it down to the floor. Cross-legged position. I swept right before this, but there's still like a mass of cat hair. The little white one is the real shedder in this particular partnership. Arms outside side, stretching it to the side. So here again, we have center to the edge, core distal, taking it forward, around to the other side, and inhale, open. We're also arcing through space. So we do this side stretch, we circle, we're reaching out to that periphery, creating this arc-like movement pattern with our fingertips as we're circling around our body. Feeling that awareness of your center, your whole torso out to your edges, out to your fingertips. Nice C curve as you circle around. Inhale, open. This is our last one. And lift. And then let's spiral. Spiraling to one side and then the other side. One more time. You can give your leg a push with your arm and then come back in, and we're going to change it to the other side. Non-dominant leg goes in front. Yeah, my knee is almost better, but still a little bit weird. So some of these positions, like it's not in love with this cross-legged position, but it's doing a lot better than it was. So we're going to continue. Side stretch. This time we're going to hollow and round forward, and then we're going to inhale, blossoming from the inside to the outside, opening. So it's like exhale over, hollow towards your knee. Inhale, lift, open, and arch. Again, finding this core distal pattern from the center, radiating outward, opening, 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 and then coming back down and softening. Inhale, rib cage, lungs, heart, fingertips, getting some movement. Last one, take it down. We're going to circle it around to the other side and inhale. Arch and open, exhale, down towards your knee. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, hollow down. Center out to the fingertips, core distal relationship. So my initiation of this movement in my mind is coming from here up through my arms and my heart. Maybe when I come back, I can initiate with my hands, comes through my arm and then down to my center. So bottom to top initiation, and then top to bottom initiation. It could be the other way around. Like I could start this movement with the top and open and open and open, then bring it to the bottom. And I could start the return from the bottom and close, but it feels better the other way. So just noticing. Take it forward and down, free up your spine, head-tail connection, and then come in, legs out. Actually, we didn't spiral on that side. That's okay. We're going to just spiral now. So you're going to spiral around, take it down, reach out with the back foot, point your toes, core distal, there it is, and come back in. Roll it to the other side, and reaching out and point, and bring it in. Switch sides, take it over, reach it out, flex and point, feeling that spiral, and come back in. Roll it over, reach it out, point. So this, all that tissue from your psoas, deep inside your body, your skin, the fascia, your organs are getting this lovely long extension. One more time on each side, reach it out, point. This time, let's just see if you can take it a little further behind you. Not so that you hurt yourself, but just a little extra reach into the back space. A couple of times, switch it to the other side, and the actual last one, reach it out, point, and then see if you can spiral it further back. Feeling how that feels as you move your foot, distal edge, how does that relate into your center? And let's come back in, take it onto our backs, all the way onto the floor. Just feeling your sacrum, or giving your sacrum the chance to open up. So here's my sacrum right here. Yours is in a similar location below your lumbar spine, just above your tailbone. Tailbone, sacrum, like this little triangle, up into the lumbar. Taking your hands on your knees, circles with your knees. Let that massage through your sacrum. So there's a little teeny arch and curl going on as you're doing that. And you can relax your feet and change direction. circling in that proximal joint. That is your hip socket. And your arms are kind of doing a small circle also because they are getting this, they're circling your knees. Let's take it in, lower both feet down to the floor, and we're going to press up. We're just going to warm up our backs a little bit here. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, opening the front of the body, and exhale, close. We can feel into our feet on the floor, and we can feel into our back and our front, our whole center. So when we think of our core, it's nice to think of not just our abs. It's not just our abs. It's our abs. It's the muscles of our back. It's everything in the trunk that's kind of in there helping support your whole body. I like to think of core support as also being the support of your organs. Inhale, open, exhale, close. So your guts, reproductive organs, lungs, heart, all that stuff, part of the core. Spinal cord, part of the core. Nervous system. So your central nervous system is really part of the core, that center channel. And then your autonomic is also in that central channel area coming out. So lots of core activity in there. Roll it down through your spine all the way to the floor. Ha, settle in. And let's take a heel rock. I'm gonna scooch up on my mat. Digging your heels into the mat. Yeah, I feel like my two sides feel pretty different today. So, and as I notice in my heel rock, the two sides, my pelvis kind of wants to do a little side shifting or a little lifting and hiking. Well, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like it wants a little more freedom. So here's that upper versus lower pattern, homologous pattern, upper versus lower. And then we can do a side pattern with some turning in and out, right versus left. We want to let the heel rock is like being initiated by the heel, the distal part of our body, and hopefully it's rippling through our core, freeing up head, neck, spine, guts, ribs, all that stuff. Good. And then we're going to come back, both feet flat on the floor, pressing up. Bring your feet fairly close together. So we're pushing with our back body, hips are high, taking up that foot. Again, center to edge, core distal relationship, outward circles with your foot. Inward circles, foot, ankle, mobilizing, and fold and bring it down. Other leg goes up, center to edge, core distal, circles. We're pushing with the back body. Change direction other way. Waking up those feet, spreading out those toes. Fold it in. Let's roll down through our spine all the way down, feeling that head-tail connection. And then just take a little, like you're doing a heel rock, but this time you're kind of pushing with your feet, arching and curling in your body, freeing up the spine in this ripply wave-like movement. Try to get the ribcage and lungs in on the action. Ha. It's more about letting go than it is about like engaging something to make it happen. So like if I do it really muscularly where I'm like kind of engaging my muscles and releasing, then it's like this. But if I just let it go, I can get that same movement, more free flow, and I'm just letting the fluid move my body. Ha, letting go of control. And then let's take the, we're going to go back up again. You're going to press up, feet are fairly close together, hands maybe a little out to the diagonal. We're going to take the leg up. We're just going to cross midline and open it slightly out. Crossing midline, opening it out. Crossing midline, opening it out. Crossing midline, fold it down, switch it to the other side. Other leg up. Cross midline, open it out. 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 Fold it in one more time. If you need to come down, come down. This time pushing through your heel. Cross midline, open, cross, open, cross, open, cross, open, fold it in. Other side pushing through your heel, crossing midline, opening it out. Crossing, opening, crossing, opening, crossing, opening, fold it in. Release it all the way down. Take your knees in. Circles together, just letting that massage through your back. Relax your abs. Relax your inner body. Relax your core. Relax your guts. Relax your heart. Feel the floor supporting you. Change direction. Floor support. We have core support and we have floor support. Letting the floor be a support for our body, massaging it out. So we get compression as we massage out those parts of our body. And we can let ourselves yield and find the fluidity of our body to feel more supported there, right? If I'm fighting against the floor and I'm really using a lot of muscle tension, it's going to hurt more than if I kind of pour my body down onto the floor. All right, let's just do an opening and closing there. Open all the way, fold it onto one side, open it, fold it onto the other side, rolling one side to the other. Again, pouring yourself from one side to the other. Breathing. Open, close. Last one. Open, stay open. Let's circle wrists and ankles again, right? We just keep coming back to these, the awareness of our feet and hands. Change direction. And then free up your fingers and toes, maybe bend your elbows and knees. Just let your body have some exploration around, in the space around you. Like, what can your feet and toes and hands do? What is possible? Shake it all out. Let's go into this. Flexed feet. You're going to cross over and then reach the top. Inhale up, exhale, cross. Inhale. Really active. Exhale. So you're going to engage your core more deeply if you do that breath. Really blow it out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Point your toes. And relax for a second. So there are a lot of things going on in that exercise that we could talk about, like shake it out, let it go. Right? There's this whole mid-limb thing where my elbow and knee join to each other. There's a core distal pattern as I'm reaching out to my toes or my feet, and my center is working. Yeah, there's a lot of action. There's a contralateral body pattern too. So that's a great exercise. I love it. Internally rotate one leg at a time. Let that lengthen out your quad, release your lower back, soften your spine. Soften your guts, soften your organs, soften your skin, right? Find some fluidity, give yourself a little moment of free flow. Letting it all soften. See where you're holding. Like, as soon as I said free flow, I was like, I'm holding my inner thighs. Let those release. Neck, tongue, jaw, whatever you need to let go of. Offer this moment to release any kind of tension that is not helping you in your life. Maybe it is. So if it's good and it's working for you, keep it. But if you want to let something go, just let it go, shake it out. Let's flip over and do some more arm work. So we're going to stay with this wrist, fingertips, toes business. I'm going to curl my toes under for this. And I'm going to bend my elbows to the floor, press up, coming up to my tippy fingers, lowering through the heel of my hand, elbows down, pressing up. I'm using my weight on my arms to help make this harder. If I need to make it easier, I just take it back further so I don't have any weight. If I want to make it harder, I bring more weight into that. I hear a cat somewhere. I think it might be Gaylord. Gaylord! Kitty! That's not distracting at all. Let's come in, tops of the feet to the floor. We're going to do an arm circle, and again, find that core distal relationship, so center periphery. So we're going to reach up, circle the arm out and back, and bring it down. We're circling 3 times on that side with a backstroke. So nice movement into your rotator cuff. And then the other side. I think I did 4. So 3 or 4. Pushing with this one hand is pushing, the other hand is reaching. Then we're going to change that direction, so it's going to be a forward stroke, up and over. 1, 2, 3, Let your chest, lungs, and heart open, and switch it to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Really pushing with the bottom arm. And then let's take our elbows down to the floor, bring it into a forearm plank, shift forward and backward, head, tail. Head through the body to the heels. And we're going to cross under, crossing, stepping across, opening it up to the side, bringing it back and under. Crossing, step and open, bring it back in, under. Cross. Reach it out through your fingertips on top, through your feet on the bottom. Bring it in. You will probably feel your core working here. If you want to make it easier, just knee on the floor. Here's an easier version. Just put your knee down and step. A couple more times. Last set. And take it all the way down onto the floor. Bend your knees, relax your feet. Let your legs fall from side to side. Yeah, so feeling your central channel, center column of your body. Having some freedom as you massage through your quads and relax your feet. Let's bring it in. Just circle your ankles. Change direction. We're doing a lot of ankle circles today, a lot of waking up those feet. Then you're going to push through the ball of the foot, through your toes, ball of the foot, and flex. Ball, toes, ball, flex, ball, toes, ball, flex. Let's leave the feet up, open the arms out. You're going to cross hand to foot, bring it in, hand to foot, bring it in. Lift one, bring it in, lift the other, bring it in. Spiral, contralateral movement. Out, in, out, and relax. Curl your toes under, pushing from your feet. Again, the edge of your body is initiating the movement, letting that ripple up through your body. Fluid body. Relax your muscles, soften and melt. Relax your nerves. Let's relax from the nervous system. If the nervous system is relaxed, it'll be easier to relax everything else. And then come in. Let's take the hands next to the chest. Baby Cobra. We're going to radiate out. Bring it in and come down. Upper body, lower body. Radiate out, in, and down. Upper body, lower body, into the X. Bring it in. Come down. Upper body, lower body, X. In, down. Two more. Upper, lower, radiate out. Bring it in. Come down. Last one. Upper, lower, reach out through your fingers. Bring it in. Hands next to your chest. Arch and lift. Look up. Let's go up and down a couple of times. If you need to come back to a child's pose, feel free. But if you're okay, try coming up, bending your knees. And then when you're ready, child's pose. Breathe. Melt. Wiggle. Side to side. Let it go. Push down with your hands into the floor so you can really feel your arms. Maybe push enough that you lift your head up off the floor. Feel the relationship of your arms into your back. Pushing down a few times. Again, we're just waking up that patterning from the hands through the arms into the body. Releasing it down. Hands push into the arms, into the body. Release. One more. Push and connect and take it up again. Let's do push-ups. So we're going to be a little more intense with this today. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and you can choose how you want to do your version. So I'm going to do, with my knees on the floor, a tricep push-up, curl my toes under, push into a side plank. Coming back down, knees touch down, tricep push-up, into a side plank. Plank, knees touch, tricep push-up, into a side plank. Bringing it down. Yeah, so you can do any part of this, or this might be a great time for a hamstring stretch, whatever you need to do, listening to your own body. The beauty of working on strength is eventually you get stronger, and that feels really good. One more time each side. And let's take it to a downward dog. Pushing through your arms, just reaching out through your back. You can bend one knee and then the other. Walk your feet in. Let yourself hang for a second. Knees bent or straight, whatever feels good to you. Something that can be very relaxed. Big breathing into your lungs in this upside down position. Let your head and neck be soft. If it feels okay, interlace your hands behind your back, drop them down. Look up toward the ceiling. You can play with a little bend and then straighten. And then release. Take it back down. Let's roll all the way up, coming back up to the top. Let me just check on the time. Oh, we have loads of time left. So let's do some side lying stuff. We're going to take it down to our side, and bottom leg is we're going to kick up. We're going to kick, passe, rotate in, rotate out, kick, and come down. Could be a flexed foot, could be a pointed foot. In, rotate, rotate, kick it again, and come down. Up to the knee, turn it in, turn it out, kick and down. Up, knee, passe, passe, kick, down. Up, knee, in, out, kick. Lower, two more up to the knee, in, out, kick. Lower, last one, up, in, out, kick, lower it down. Let's internally rotate that leg, toe down, hip is internally rotated. So here's that core distal relationship, right? From my foot, through my body, into my center. Heel going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to bend my bottom knee, take this knee into my chest, and then kick back. Knee in. I'm going to reach with that arm too. Out. In. Out. So we have a big core distal. In and reach. In and reach. In. Reach it out. In. Out. In. Out. 3 more. Reaching into the back space. 2. I'm pushing with my heel. Last one. In that position, circles in the back space, reaching behind you. Toes reaching far away from center. Feeling the connection of your leg all the way up into your torso. Change direction with flexed foot, reaching through your heel. And then bend and stretch your quad, taking it back. Once it's there, you can internally rotate and externally rotate. Take your time with that. If you're doing that, just really feel into it. Feel into the stretch, like feel the front of your quad and how the stretch moves as you do that internal external rotation. Right? Again, we're doing really 3-dimensional work for the fascia. So if I just hang here, it's kind of more linear. When I get this internal external rotation going, all of that tissue gets a little bit more activity. That hip socket gets the activity. Everything inside there gets that activity. Let's stretch it up, grab on. You can grab from the inside, stretch. This is because I'm working on the bird of paradise in pole class. Yeah, release it, roll onto your back, Cross your ankle over your knee and draw it in towards you. Breathe into it. You can straighten the bottom leg if you want. Find the stretch that you need. It might be different than it probably is different than what I'm doing. So feel free to adjust according to your own needs. Be responsible for your own body. And release. Shake it out. Rotate in and out. And let's roll forward and backward a few times to come to the other side. So letting yourself roll through your spine. Rounding, massaging through the back body, and then taking it to the other side. We are going to do the kicks first, Batma, passe, turn in, turn out. So I'm flexing up, flexing, and then pointing, rotate, rotate, back to the flex, and down. Up, point, in, out, up, down. Long leg. Throwing it out through the distal edge of our body, through our leg. In, out, Batma. Lower, up, passe. In, out, Batma. Lower, up, passe. In, out, extend. Lower 3 more. 1, 2, last one. And then we're going to take that leg straight down below us. So we're not in a Pilates pike. We're not folded in here. Legs are straight underneath. Our body is long. Internally rotate. Heel is reaching up. 1, 2, 3. Long body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold in the bottom knee. I'm going to take myself off of my arm. Reaching out and coming in. Reach. Bring it in. Away from center, into center. Core distal pattern. You're going to be so sick of hearing core distal by the time this class is over, or you're going to really understand it. Reaching to the periphery, bringing it back to center. Out and in. Out and in. 3 more. 2. Last one. Take it to the back space. Circles in the back space. Feeling the connection of your leg into your center, all the way out through your toes. And then flex, go the other way. Breathing. Getting that oxygen into your body, getting rid of the CO2. And then grab on and do the quad stretch, taking your knee back. You can do the internal, external rotation here if that feels good to you, but stay very present with what you're sensing, what you're feeling. I said we were going to do the lymph today, and then I think we didn't even do it. So we are going to end with that. Good. Coming in, side leg stretch. And it should be moving now because we've been moving a lot. So coming in, getting that big stretch. And release. Roll onto your back. Cross. Breathe into it. Tell yourself, I'm letting go. I'm creating space inside my body. I'm melting. I'm softening and getting stronger all at the same time, or within the same time frame. Breathing. And then release. Shake it all out. Shake, 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 shake. Roll yourself back and forth, rounding through your spine. And we're going to come in with the lymph flush. That's a better way to start, but hey, better late than never. So we're going to rub our hands together, taking your right hand to your upper left quadrant. So right to left. Don't mirror me. Do your own side, right? And this is where the lymph is going to drain back into the blood system. So under our subclavicular, under these clavicle. So we're getting that to move. So we're clearing the way so that when it comes back, there's free flow. And then coming up behind the angle of the jaw, right in there, lots of lymph in there, lots of lymph nodes. You can work your way down your jaw. And then you can come from there down your neck towards your clavicle. Ha. Same thing on the other side, starting here. Ha. Relax your neck and jaw. Ugh. Relax your tongue. And then coming up behind the angle of the jaw. If you're doing this and you find that some parts of you are sore, if that hurts, it might just be a little blocky. So be gentle. You don't need to go too hard. You can be very soft. Work your way under the edge of the jaw and then down your neck. Neck, tongue, throat, relaxed. We're going to just do one face point right next to your nose. Squish up. Get in there. There's a little indentation. I'm not giving you the finger, but it might look like that because this is the best finger for that for me. And then I'm just going to circle under my jaw. When I'm having allergies or feeling stuffed up, kind of squeezing in, maybe doing some breath holds as I'm squeezing, and then massaging through this tends to soften that whatever's going on up and let me be able to breathe again. So this is a great tool for that. Shake that out. Armpit pack. I don't like doing it when on my armpit, so I'm just going to move my t-shirt over there, get around that whole area. Lots of stuff going on there. Same thing on the other side. And as you can see, as I'm doing this, I am still in a flow of movement. Like I'm not just stopping and doing it. I am moving my body as I'm doing it. So all the tissue in my body has this little chance to renegotiate space and fluidity. And then coming down under your xiphoid process, let's just free up the ribs for 1 second. So here's the bottom of my ribs. I'm just going to give them a little pull across. Just creating some space there, and then into my cisterna chyli. Digging in. If you want to kind of round forward and let your fingers get in deeper, you can. And I just got the information from my body to slow down. Go in there slow. So really listen to your own body, listen to your own tempo. Different parts of your body are going to have different tempos. Into the hip flexors, just above your hip flex or your inguinal fold, between your pubic bone and your anterior superior iliac spine, the big process of your iliacus, this big bone here. In front of that. And then we're going to go to the last place behind our knees, right behind the eye of the knee. Feeling your feet on the floor. So as you're in this eye of the knee, how are you standing? What's the relationship of your foot into your body? What's the distal to core relationship? Yeah, any time is a good time to think about that. Standing in line at the store, talking on the phone, whatever you're doing, walking around, just feeling how your feet connect into your body is a great practice. How am I walking? How is my gait through my foot? All right, let's take it down. Open your feet wide. Just shift from side to side. Let your back release. Let your neck release. Let it hang. Bending one knee and then the other. Free flow from your tail to your head. Let go. And then come back in. Let's do a deep plie there, parallel. And then tail up, head down. So big hamstring stretch. Bending your knees. Tail up, head down. And bend. And stretch. 2 more. Bending knees over your toes. And stretch. Upper versus lower. Bend. And stretch. Slowly roll it up, coming all the way up to the top. And let's go back to that breath that we started with. Inhale, open. Filling up, filling center periphery, and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Letting go. Same thing, again, inhale. Exhale. Let go. Bounce around, shake. Inhale, bouncing, shaking. Deep diaphragmatic breathing, all of that is going to help free up your lymph in your body. And lymph is a big detoxifier. So is breathing. Breathing is a big detox. And obviously all the other, going to the bathroom, sweating, all that stuff is detox stuff. All right, I am going to end the live stream. So if you have been here, please enjoy, like, subscribe, share.